Hey everybody, welcome back to TechOdyssey. So today I'm here with an unboxing video of this brand spanking new phone from Xiaomi. This is the Mi 11T. Now I looked at a lot of other Mi 11 devices earlier this year, the Mi 11, the Mi 11i, lots of cool things going on. This one, pretty neat. It's got the brand new MediaTek Dimensity 1200 Ultra processor. It's up there, on par with the Snapdragon 888, bringing you power and performance. 108 megapixel camera, beautiful 6.67-inch AMOLED display, HDR10 plus, the whole 9 yards. And it's got stereo speakers on it too, which they're pretty rich and powerful. Anyway, I'm not going to ruin all of it. We're going to go in, do the unboxing, give you my hands-on initial impressions. I haven't had a lot of time with the phone yet, so not near any time for a full review. This is a, hey, the phone just came out. Take a look at it, give you some of my initial thoughts, and go through the unboxing process so you can see what it is you can expect to get with the phone. So before we get into that, I do want to say if this is your first time stopping by the channel, thank you for being here. If you enjoy the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. Now let's take this Mi 11T out of the box. All right, time to take the fantastic Mi 11T out of the box. So, brand new today, September the 15th. You can pick one of these up. It's got 5G. It's got the MediaTek Dimensity 1200 chipset, which is MediaTek's flagship version of their system on a chip, just like the Snapdragon 888. Top of the pecking order. It is surprisingly really good. I was surprised. We're going to put up my handy dandy unboxing tool there safely. Kids, don't try that at home. Take the box off. You've got everything in here that you need, and that's one thing I like about Xiaomi. You've got all the documentation in here. You've got your SIM removal tool. You've got the paperwork that you're not going to read, so just go ahead and throw that off to the side. You can read it if you want to. It's probably something helpful in there about California's laws. You get the protective case. It comes in the box. It's nice. It's moldable. It's pliable. This is not an expensive case. It's not an OtterBox. It's not mil standard drop protected rated, none of that stuff. It is merely just a clear protective case so you can show off your phone, keep it safe straight out of the box, and hopefully pick up an aftermarket accessory later when you can find them. It does offer recessed cutout protection for the camera though, and it'll keep your screen safe if you place it on a flat surface. It does have a built-in screen protector on the phone already installed. Nice 108 megapixel camera there. Triple camera array. Also have the macro lens, which you can zoom in. It's got the zoom macro that's really cool. Telephoto macro is what it's called. And then it's got the ultra wide as well. Then the 16 megapixel selfie camera. Big beautiful flat display. AMOLED HDR10 plus. Let's take a look at the SIM tray here. You can put 2 SIMs in there. Nano SIMs, one on each side. That's nice. No SD card support. What you see is what you get. There are 2 options. You can get 128 storage or you can get 256. And it's got 8 gigabytes of RAM. Got the power button and the volume rockers on the same side on the right. Also, power button doubles as a fingerprint sensor, and some top-notch, really good speakers, one on the top, one on the bottom, and it's running the latest MIUI 12.5, so you're covered there. Go ahead and put the case on the phone here so you can get a look at that, and yeah, easy peasy, not too much work there. And like I said, recessed cutout protection protects the camera there. The camera sets lower than that, so you're good to go. And then also for the screen as well. Phone looks sharp. It looks nice. I like the way it looks. Solid color. Now let's go ahead and see what else is in the box. We've got this 67-watt charger here. I like that's plainly stamped on the side. Sometimes you gotta look. And it is rated for getting you recharged 100% in less than 40 minutes. And then you've got a small cable for the USB Type A to Type C to get you recharged. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Not a whole lot here inside the box. Pretty straightforward and simple. Now that we covered all that, I got to get this set up, do some more jazz with the phone. But yeah, that's the unboxing. And here we have it. The Mi 11T in the flesh, or the hardware, whatever you want to call it. So, pretty neat. I really like the way it looks. It's got a flat display on it. This one's not a curved edge. It's just a nice flat display. It feels pretty wide in your hand. It's a 20:9 aspect ratio. It's not a 21:9, 21:5:9. None of that crazy stuff. It's good for cinematics. It's good for playing games. Nice and balanced. Of course, one other thing I love about the screen, it's got 120 hertz refresh rate. It's got that nice smooth touch display. Whenever you use it and you're scrolling, it's nice and it's smooth, especially when it comes to gameplay, when it comes to like your Twitter feed. It's it's so nice and enjoyable. You do have to enable it though, so make sure you go into the settings and turn it on. It's not on by default. Neither is the gesture-based home screen. When you take it out of the box, it's like, here, you have to use the little buttons down at the bottom. Go into the settings, go into the home screen settings and change that. You'll appreciate it. I mean, we've been moved away from that for a while. I don't know why they keep putting that default, but Samsung did the same thing. Just make sure you go in, change your home screen settings. That's how you do it. Turn on the 120 hertz refresh rate so you can enjoy the smooth scrolling motion, the smooth gaming. Really great for motion blur, high intensity stuff. It's a real pleasure. Also, 5G. It does have a 5G antenna in it. The only concern I have is, here's the thing. Worldwide, you might have issues. It might work in some areas, it might not. 5G does not have universal bands, and typically, especially here in the US, it could work here in Houston, it might not work in Seattle. It could work in Denver, it might not work in Florida. So if you're going to buy one, make sure you have a warranty, so that way you can test it out and make sure it's going to work with the 5G in your area before you keep it. Because you could love the phone, order it, show up, and then, hey, I'm going to use 5G, and then find out it might not work. And then also there's the issues with AT&T. It's not certified to work on their network, so likely it's not going to work with AT&T with voice over LTE, because even though it supports it, it's not one of their officially supported phones. And this is something you have to be mindful of now with these newer phones. In the past, you might could get it to work still, but with them taking 2G and 3G away, voice over LTE is the only option. So yeah, it'll work with T-Mobile. I don't know about Verizon. I would wager probably not. It'll work with Mint Mobile, Metro by T-Mobile, but AT&T and Verizon, I would wager probably not going to work. You've got 108 megapixel camera, then you've got an 8 megapixel ultra wide, and then a 5 megapixel telemacro. The telemacro is cool because it lets you get your National Geographic up close and personal shots, as I like to call them. Different than a macro lens. A macro lens is like, okay, here, just get it as close as you can. This one actually has a 2x zoom, so you can like reach out or reach in and get closer to your subject. So I think that that's cool. You can't always get the camera right up next to it. I gotta tell you though, I've only been able to take a couple pictures with this. I haven't been able to test some of that out. So when you get my full review later, we're gonna cover that. This is more of a initial hands-on, first impressions kind of thing. But the capabilities are certainly there. 16 megapixel primary camera on the front, has facial recognition technology. You can use that up here. It's got a fingerprint sensor. Over here on the right-hand side, it's actually very quick and responsive. Like, take a look at this. It makes it so easy when it's on the side. Like, when it's on the back, I'm like, here. I did it again. Well, the phone's not broken. Let's try this again. As I was saying, it's much easier to test out a fingerprint sensor on the side than it is on the back, because I can be like, hey guys, here. Ta-da, look how fast it works. And thank goodness it still works. I'm like, hooray, new phone, just got it. Ka-ka, on the ground. Well, there's no scratches on it. That's really surprising. I mean, not surprising. You should have seen the fall this thing took. It hit my light stand, it hit the floor, it fell on the next level down. Thank goodness I have carpet, but this thing took one heck of a tumble. It seems to be okay though. And I didn't have the protective case on it because of course I'm sitting here showing it off to you guys, but hey, that right there is a nice nod to the phone. I'm like, it's still there. I mean, cool. Anyway, so yeah, it is a little on the slick side. Be mindful of that. It is also a fingerprint magnet. It will pick up everything. Like, even if you wash your hands, you come back 5 minutes later, oils, grease, your hands get oily. It's just part of life. It transfers over to here. Even with the clear case, that picks up a lot of fingerprints too. But IR blaster on here. It's got an IR blaster on top. It's got the stereo speakers on here. So you got one up here. You got one down here as well. There's no headphone jack. Sorry, you can use a USB-C to 3.5 millimeter headphone jack dongle. That's perfectly fine. USB-C on the bottom, SIM card tray on the bottom. You can put two SIMs in there, two nano SIMs, one on each side. It's not like here, you can use one nano SIM and one SD card. You can't expand the storage. Point of contention with me there. It's supposed to be a media powerhouse. You can shoot cinematography, video, all this good stuff and edit it. AI-enabled camera functions. Baseline 128, maximum 256 when it comes to storage. No expandable storage. I don't know how they expect you to work with a whole lot on this phone. They say you can like edit your videos and make cinema masterpieces. They better be small short films. So, 67 watt charger. It'll charge quick, fast, and in a hurry. Like, I think it's from 0 to 100 in like 37 minutes. It's really, really fast. I like it. It's got a nice form factor. Sound is good. Cameras, I think they might need a little work. I did take a couple of samples earlier just from using the selfie camera. It doesn't handle a lot of light well. Like if you're trying to see something, the stuff behind me was a little blown out. You can see the picture here. I tested another phone. I think what it is, like this is a good camera and it's been used in other Xiaomi phones. I think it has to do with the software and the programming for the camera specifically to this processor. See, everything else has been Snapdragon 888, Snapdragon 888, Snapdragon 888. You can't always just plug and play different hardware. Yeah, it works with the Dimensity chipset, but I don't think they're used to using the camera app with this particular camera. So I think that's going to improve with software over time. Maybe by the time I get around to my full review, this is a initial. I took this thing out of the box. I've been playing with it for just a couple of days. And I wanted to make the unboxing and first impressions. 499 euros, I think, is a pretty fair price. It's got everything you can ask for. Power, performance, sophistication, looks gorgeous, quality build, comes with the case, comes with the screen protector pre-installed. Thank goodness, because I would have just probably dinged the heck out of it. But yeah, that's my unboxing, my first impressions. It's solid, it's zippy. It is really zippy, it's smooth. I have not had like the greatest opinion of MediaTek processors in the past, but this new Dimensity chipset, I'm not going to shrug my shoulders at it. I'm not going to scoff at it. It's been able to take everything I've been able to throw at it and run. There is zero perceptible difference between this and the Snapdragon 888. And that's beautiful that a company is able to pull that off, especially the way MediaTek, the way they've been. They've always been second string fiddle for all these years, and now they're in the big leagues. So it's commendable. I think that it's powerful. Maybe that might be off-putting to some people because it's not a Snapdragon, but once you get it and put it in your hand and start using it, you're not going to be able to tell the difference. And it's surprisingly way better than I thought it was going to be. So that's all I've got. My unboxing, my first impressions of the Xiaomi Mi 11T. Hopefully you like this. Hopefully there's something here of value that you found from it and you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to get back with me on those. Also, I forgot to mention, no IP certification, no dust and water resistance, no wireless charging. Those are not here. They haven't been on the other Xiaomi phones that I've tested out as well. It's just not something you're going to get at this price point with the Xiaomi phones, unfortunately. But it also keeps the cost down and makes it where they're much more affordable. So that's all I've got. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.